me see. I believe the meeting, yep, the meeting recording has started. So we will go ahead and get started. First off, I would like everyone within our program to just introduce themselves and we can hear your wonderful voices. And go ahead, we'll start with you, Joyla.
Good morning. My name is Joyla Gates, Program Advisor. Danelle?
Can't hear you.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name's Erica Outcult, and I'm also a Program Advisor for Higher Education.
Good morning. My name is Danelle. I am a Program Advisor.
Her audio is a little shaky.
I can go next. Good morning, everyone. My name is Davina Leone. I'm the Early College Advisor under Higher Ed. It's nice to see you all today.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tanya Coakley. I'm the Salt River Higher Education Program Accountant.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Andrea Stanley, and I am the Higher Education Program Secretary.
All right, perfect. And then I see Leroy and Francisca and Seneca. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves as well?
Good morning, everyone. Leroy Aswanya with our Education Social Services team.
Good morning, Francisca Hernandez, Social Service Facilitators. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Seneca Peters, the Career Services Coordinator for the Community Employment Division of HR.
Cool, thanks everybody. And then Sophia and Paula, you guys can introduce yourselves after we turn the time over to you. But thank you for being here. We appreciate your time. We appreciate you, taking out your Friday morning to be with us and to share with us what you have to share. So we will now turn the time over to you, Sophia and Paula, and you guys can introduce yourselves and then start your presentation.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Sophia Thomas. I'm a career counselor within Vocational Services for Human Resources.
Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Paula Thomas Smith, and I am the lead vocational rehabilitation counselor here.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and open up our PowerPoint here and share our screen. Okay, so like I said, my name is Sophia Thomas. I work as a career counselor under Vocational Services. In that role, I provide one-on-one guidance and counseling through all stages of career and employment. I definitely help individuals who are searching for a job create individualized career plans to meet each person's end goal. So end goals can range from anywhere from mastering interview skills to, of course, successful employment, job retention, or just moving through the job market. We also do some outreach throughout the tribal government, Salt River Corridor, and enterprises, just seeking up-to-date employment opportunities so that way we can share with individuals that come see us pursuing full-time or part-time employment options. Some of the employment-related needs that we do see individuals for and that we help with are application submissions and even searching for jobs, resume building, interview prep, referrals to other services, of course, goal setting, and career assessments. So the neat thing about our program is that we definitely don't have any eligibility criteria, so we can see anyone who's interested in finding employment. So if anybody has the desire to work, definitely come talk to us. It's me, of course, Sophia, and then I do have a new coworker, Lindsay Antone, who would enjoy helping you as well. So I know Paula's going to present as well, and she works under Vocational Rehabilitation. We're both employment-based programs, but she'll go into detail on how we vary within our programs.
Hi again, everybody, and thank you, Sophia. So one of the things I like to kind of navigate or help individuals understand is vocational services obviously has two programs underneath it. One is which is the career counseling where Sophia sits, and on the other side is vocational rehabilitation where it looks different. As Sophia said, she has no eligibility criteria for individuals in the community to walk in and access her. However, when you move over to vocational rehabilitation, where then, like she said, you're still in an employment program, but our eligibility criteria is you must be enrolled in a federally recognized tribe. You must have a documented disability that is impeding your employment. And you have to have a potential and a desire to work. Another thing is it's important for people to understand that if you come in and you say, hey, I'm an individual, I have a diagnosis, documented disability, but I want to work, we still have to make sure you're able to work because obviously health and safety and the self-care part of it is an important component to vocational rehabilitation. So on our side, there is an eligibility criteria. It's more individualized, very, very individualized. We provide supports and services. For anything and all things that are going to help remove barriers and create a setting where they can reach their employment goal. So job-related services like the resume, the interview skills, the application, the job search, transportation. A lot of our conversations around transportation sound like, how are you getting around now? When you meet your employment goal and you get that job, how are you going to get there? And of course, occupational needs are a part of, we obviously want somebody to be fully prepared to show up for work and be ready. One of the things that I can share is that vocational rehabilitation is a grant program as opposed to the career counseling. There's no funds involved in that. So the plans that we create with individuals we're able to include ample supports and services to help individuals meet their employment goals. And there's just a lot of things that fall under helping them navigate that. It's one thing to have an employment goal, but it's another thing when you're navigating that employment goal and you have a diagnosis, because it's not only about the employment goal, we're also merging the documented disability and the self-care needs also go into a plan for us. So not only are we looking at and identifying anything and everything that needs to happen to help them reach the goal, we're also having that conversation about how are you managing the diagnosis? How are you caring for yourself? Because when it comes to employment, if you're healthy, if you're well, if you're feeling great, you're able to get up and go to work. So those things are included with vocational rehabilitation. It's very one-on-one. It's very individualized. It's like many things based around an individual's needs, their strengths, their abilities, their interests. So for vocational rehabilitation, we got here in 2012 and provided many supports and services by deeming them eligible under our program. They have a case manager, as opposed to Sophia. Her program's fairly new. They're probably coming up under a year for the career counselors here. What is a good kind of caveat to having Sophia is because when we're moving through eligibility for vocational rehabilitation, they can still receive support from her in navigating an application and going to her and saying, I need interview skills until we can get them in the door on our end. But there's so much more to it. We host orientations every 2 weeks. So if anybody's interested in kind of finding out more about vocational rehabilitation, anyone's more than welcome to attend an in-person orientation every other Tuesday. Our next one is going to actually be on March 7th, and it's at 10 o'clock, and it's here in Human Resources. You can just ask at the front desk and let them know that you're here for orientation. We like to have people and programs come to those. Just because it is education setting and you guys are all under education, kind of a little example would be the way that we would help someone navigate their education, meaning if someone comes into VR and they meet with us and they identify the employment goal, and the employment goal is to be an automotive mechanic, we're putting that higher education into their plan and helping them navigate your guys' application process, your guys' deadline, in addition to what they need on campus from like a disability resource services. So I just wanted to include that because it's not this or that with vocational rehabilitation. We want as many people involved in an individual's employment goal as possible. So it's never, well, if you're with them, you can't be with us. So higher ed, WIOA, community and employment, all of the other resources we navigate also. So I did want you guys to know that as well. But I'll be happy to answer any questions if anybody has any, or Sophia's here to answer as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I know,
Yeah.
I think Lindsay has logged on, I believe. Is she able to introduce herself so we can kind of see her and kind of see a name to a face?
Yeah, sure. Lindsay, do you want to
use your
show your
camera?
screen or your camera? And she is a newer member of career counseling team.
She actually just started Monday. So
yeah.
if
Oh, nice. She's probably really
Yeah,
nervous trying to turn on her camera right now.
yeah,
Then.
she's
I
probably
know.
like clicking stuff. So,
That's totally
but I
fine.
love it. Yeah, let's bring her on.
Lindsay,
Lindsay,
are
are
you there?
you,
She's new to Teams for sure. No?
Okay, sorry about that. Yep, I'm just trying to navigate it. Let me get my
Oh, there
camera
you are.
on.
Hi, Lindsay.
Okay, can you guys see me? Okay, well, my name is Lindsay Antone, and I just started. This is my first week here with Human Resources, Salt River. I do come from Hiller River Indian Community. I'm from District 1, Blackwater. And so I just have to say I'm excited to be here and to start and to be working with the vocational services team. So yeah, if there's anything that's needed, please feel free to reach out to myself and Sophia. We are here to help, help be, help anybody. It doesn't have to be anybody enrolled in just Salt River. We're just here to be of service to help with gaining, skills and doing resumes and just providing support for those individuals that need that. So thank you.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm trying
So-
to like navigate Teams. This is like
That's
awesome because
okay.
we don't use this. We use Cisco. Or
Gotcha.
I'm sorry, WebEx. We use
WebEx,
WebEx. Yes.
Gotcha.
So-
Cool. Well, this will give you some practice.
Yeah.
Thank you for introducing yourself. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you.
So really quick, so I just had a quick question. Let's say I'm a first year freshman student going to college, and I'm gearing this more towards higher education because that's who we work with.
Mhm.
So for Sophia and Paula, if I was a freshman, what kind of services could I receive from you?
Okay, so what we would help you to do is if you were looking to maybe fill out applications, we can definitely look at that, or resume building, or even doing a career assessment because you might not know what you want to do for your future career goal. So starting there would be where I would kind of look at first. And of course, a conversation. I learn a lot about the individuals I work with and just a conversation and where they're at and where they want to end up in their future for employment or for a career.
Nice. I know that's very helpful because we do have a lot that come in and they're like, I don't know what I want to do. I just want to take some general courses and,
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but.
On the VR
definitely
side,
Oh, go ahead.
on the vocational rehabilitation side, if they don't know, if they're an individual and they say, hey, I'm Paula, like I'm going to take some courses over at SEC. I don't really know where I'm going with it, but I'm probably going to just pick up a couple of classes. And there's really no certificate or program attached. That I guess that part of their journey won't go into their plan here in vocational rehabilitation. We only include education into supports and services and in their measures if it's connected to the employment goal. So it's a little bit more structured on our end, meaning, like I shared earlier, if someone comes in and they say, hey, I'm working with higher ed and I'm going to Gateway to participate in their automotive mechanic program, we're writing all of that information into their plan. We're helping them meet all the deadlines at Gateway, at higher ed, with whatever they're requiring. So everything's being written into the plan, all the deadlines, the things that we have to visit, the hours, and who's going to help with what, the responsibilities of individuals, whether it's mine, whether it's theirs, whether it's higher ed. So in regards to higher ed, if someone comes in and they're a year into school, they can still be deemed eligible as long as their education is connected to their employment goal. If there's no, if the education doesn't lead to that, then we just don't include that, and we're focused on what their employment goal is. And Sophia's, and also sometimes when people are going to school and they're navigating college as a first year freshman, they may just say, hey, I kind of need some money. I kind of need a part-time job. Can you just help me fill out the apps?
Or
So
even too, I've helped a couple people with, I guess, in the sense of researching the career that they want to do. So I've had somebody who came to me and wanted to be a medical assistant, but didn't know where to start. So definitely jumping in there and helping them how to research that and see what schools are available. What does it take to be a medical assistant? And that kind of goes into the goal setting that we would help an individual with.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I appreciate that. And then I think, Davina, did you have a question?
Yeah, so are the career counseling services available to, say, like juniors or seniors that are, looking for a part-time job after school?
Definitely. So anyone who wants to come look for a part-time job, that's actually what I've been looking through right now is part-time employment. It's a job market, everywhere is hiring, but there's definitely industries out there that want, part-time employees. So I can help with that, and so can Lindsay.
yeah, as long as they're old enough to work and they want to work, it can't get any simpler than this. Anybody in the community or in our positions and our different roles, if you hear someone say, I want a job, Sophia and Lindsay are literally here to help them job search, fill out the app, prepare for the interview. No eligibility criteria involved there. So there really isn't, nobody has to fall through the cracks. Even if you move over to vocational rehabilitation where there's a diagnosis involved, you're getting ample supports through either program, just identifying what's a best fit for you per se.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much. I know Davina has a lot of the youth that she meets with that are either graduating or looking to graduate but want to work. And so that's very, very helpful. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Is there anyone else that has any questions for Sophia or Paula?
Just when you're talking about the students and those individuals, as long as they're old enough to work or they get the consent from their parents, like Sophia is more than happy and excited to work with them. On the vocational rehabilitation side, the students that are juniors and seniors over at ALA that want to meet with vocational rehabilitation, honestly, we're life after high school for them. So we're their transition. We're helping them transition to what's next for them. So we've gone to ALA, that campus, when they've had their different outreach events. And it's different a little bit now because I know, the high school's obviously gone and ALA is still there. And I know that there's possibly individuals there with an IEP. That's us. That's us helping us, especially if vocational rehabilitation is written into the IEP by their team there, by Exceptional Student Services. We should be meeting with those individual students, juniors, seniors with an IEP. We are the transition services for them, meaning we're employment, we're independent living, we're education, we're navigating community resources, and we're helping them understand how to understand themselves better to be able to care for themselves. So transition services is a hot topic for the students on an IEP. We're life after high school for them.
Question, Paula?
Yeah.
So, does the IEP, it does transition with them into college? Because I've also heard that it doesn't. So in terms of that, what, where does the student, how does that?
So if the student is college bound, then
Yes.
obviously because they've graduated and they passed the point of once they got the diploma, the IEP is no longer a live document. They're moving into a different part, but the METS allows those students to receive services and supports through their disability resource service programs in whatever campus. We'll say SEC. All of the documentation that is provided in there, because we still have to meet their eligibility requirements at the school, so we can help them navigate that, whether it's going to be found in the METS. And depending on what type of proof they want that the individual has some type of learning disability, that they can receive those services, well, that's our target. So it's not so much taking the IEP might not be enough for them. In some cases, if it has, depending on the diagnosis in there, if it's going to get them the supports and services they need in a college setting. So it's not off the table for them to still be able to be eligible for disability resource services on any campus. We'd help them navigate it.
Thank you. Good information.
So a quick question, do you guys only work with students that are local that you can meet with in person? Or would you be able to work with students that are, let's say, in another state?
I would say as long as they're connected, for career counseling, as long as they're connected within the community, I can definitely help them. I worked with a couple of people that were community members, but attended a college out of state, and they phoned me in and kind of had some questions in regards to their resume that they were ready to apply for a position. So with technology, just like we're meeting now, you can kind of do anything. That's for career counseling. It might be different with Paula. I don't know. Paula, do you want to answer that one?
Yeah, I think that if their employment goal and their educational journey to meet that employment goal in higher ed's case, if it takes them to another campus that isn't here, and I think it just depends. One of the things initially about vocational rehabilitation is you kind of have to be available to us, but that doesn't mean that they're not navigating the employment goal. So once we initially start the eligibility process, and if it means being on Skype for whatever reasons, then we'll do what we have to do. But most likely the eligibility criteria is this is a tribal program. This is a tribal VR program. So individuals that are enrolled in Salt River, they can live on or off the res. But for anybody else residing out here enrolled in a different federally recognized tribe, they have to live within the boundaries. Reason being is sometimes when obviously we're here, and if we're enrolled here, some enrolled members tend to just move right outside the boundaries of the community, and they're coming in and they're accessing other services here in the community often. So they're coming in and out. However, if we have someone else that is residing within the boundaries and they're not necessarily from Salt River, but they're here, so they're utilizing programs if they're eligible. But if we have someone enrolled somewhere else and they're living outside of the boundaries, we're almost doing them a disservice by saying, hey, I know you're living in Tempe and you're enrolled in federally recognized tribe. They're not really coming into Salt River to access. At that point, they can use a state program because vocational rehabilitation sits under the Department of Economic Security. So you can access vocational rehabilitation in Tempe, Mesa, Phoenix, and surrounding areas. But what makes us unique here is we're a tribal program, meaning that we can incorporate culturally appropriate services into their plan here with vocational rehabilitation. Because remember, the eligibility is you have to have a documented disability diagnosis. So if the coping mechanism for that diagnosis is to participate in ceremonies, to contribute to ceremonies, to learn to navigate beadwork, to navigate different cultural services. We write that into the plan because they're becoming well, they're becoming healthy, they're caring for themselves, they're learning to love themselves. So because we're tribal folk rehab as opposed to a state program, we're able to incorporate those dollars into that plan.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. We appreciate all this wonderful
Yeah.
information. Is there anybody else that has any other questions? Well, I don't see any other questions, but thank you for your time, Paula and Sophia. I see on the screen here you have career counseling at 480-362-3280, and then vocational rehabilitation at 480-362-2650. So we thank you for your time and hope you have a wonderful weekend. And thank you everyone for attending with us today.
Thank you guys too.
All right, have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.